Hello Super Sentai fans and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today we're taking a look at the third set of Donbrothers Minipla, which as you can see here is led mainly by DonDoragoku Alter, which I've already taken a look at in its Change Hero version, which I will be comparing it to. But the main draw of this set, at least for me, was the Minipla exclusive Gokaiger Alter. So mainly that was like the main thing I would want this set for, and I really only kind of wanted the Gokaiger Alter only, but I bought this from my buddy Lon's Toys, Chris over there on that channel, and if you saw my video like last week or whatever that was, when I unboxed a bunch of random candy toy stuff I got from him, he basically, for a pretty good price, also threw this in because he had an entire duplicate set. So now I have Minipla DonDoragoku Alter, which I was never expecting to own, but it actually is pretty cool, and I do want to compare it, like I said, but obviously the main thing is right here, the Gokaiger Alter, which is really neat. I really do like this one quite a bit, and I knocked over the little display stand that this thing comes with. So we have a lot of little pieces and everything going on here, but here is the box for one of these at least. It's all very similar, it just changes the number in the corner depending on which one you got. So as you can see here, the first 5 boxes made up DonDoragoku Alter, which if you just want to, because it is compatible Minipla and Change Hero, you could just get like the 5th box, say like that nice display stand, and the nicer, I guess, nicer-ish looking version of the Ruko no Geki for him. And then boxes 6 and 7 made up the Gokaiger Alter, which you can see here, the combination of DonGokaiger Alter, or whatever they would call that. Then on the back you can see you can combine it with the Minipla version of Donbrothers Alter as well to make Dongoku Momotaro or whatever. And then you can also, like it says here, advertised being used with the Change Hero versions of those. And I'm also going to make a little combination with Don Murasame as well. So before I actually get to the Gokaiger Alter itself, which is kind of the main thing I'm just going to talk about here today, I do have DonDoragoku Alter Minipla version. So as you can see, it's very similar to the Change Hero version, which I'm going to go ahead and bring in right now. So they are basically the same height and everything like that. Obviously the same kind of like basic design. They're both, you know, very green, have those nice gold parts, can still become the dragon and everything like that. But there's like some slight differences. A lot of it kind of on the side profile here. You can see the Minipla version has significantly smaller like gold pieces or like dragon, whatever those are supposed to be, pieces on the shoulders and on the legs there. Definitely on the shoulders. His shoulders are significantly smaller. But I do probably prefer the Minipla's feet compared to just like these kind of painted gold ones. I like these kind of molded plastic ones. They're a little bit bigger. And then I do really like what they've done with the hand articulation, because here on the Change Hero one, you just kind of pegged in the Ruko no Geki right there, and you just had this like permanent little claw, which is very similar on the Minipla. But on the Minipla one, they've also added this like little articulation on the one finger there, or the one talon. But they have made the other gold talons on here stickers, which is very tricky to apply nicely and kind of hard to get to focus. But those stickers are definitely going to continue to fray and everything like that as, you know, just time goes on. But for the most part, they are very similar. There's a little bit of extra articulation here. He has a little bit more of like a waist kind of rotation in there, which is kind of hard to see, which is definitely not a thing on here. They can unpeg there, but that's basically all you were able to do with that. Now, ooh, there goes his entire oh, there goes his leg. Yeah, Change Heroes so notoriously have not stayed together very nicely. That is something that I've talked about in many of my Change Hero videos on the channel. I like this line, but it does not like to stay together whatsoever. And I can kind of feel like the Minipla one, which even though Minipla sometimes also kind of feels that way from the get-go, it also kind of feels a little bit more sturdy. But what I was trying to compare was the two Ruko no Gekis, which I should probably bring his arm down so you can actually see it. So they are similar in molding, but this one is actually like a separate piece here, so that way you can have it. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. You can kind of have it be like, I think it's probably for like the tail of the dragon formation or something like that. But as you can see, there's some stickers there. This is like some red plastic to kind of fill in the detail. You get stickers of the eyes and everything. But then on the other side, which on this version, which is completely hollowed out, you actually get nice sticker detail, molding detail for the change side of the Ruko no Geki. You don't have any like Avataro gear slot or peg or anything like that, but I do quite appreciate that extra detail there. I think it makes me kind of maybe prefer this one to the Change Hero. I'm not 100% sure. I also do like the change in having this was like a black joint there for the legs. It's all green there, so that's pretty nice. And then also the head has much more movability, or really like a lot more than the like regular version did, or the Change Hero one did, which it kind of came on peg there, but lots of movability there, which on the Change Hero one, you were pretty much just kind of able to move it up and down like that. You were never really able to rotate it to the side like you can on the Minipla. So, you know, in some ways, obviously this one is fully painted out of the box. You don't have to put any stickers on it or build it from scratch like you do the Minipla one, but I think if you're willing to put in the effort on it, you can probably get it for pretty cheap, and it's probably somewhat worth it. And also, if you want to kind of have like one be a dragon, one be the warrior mode, you can kind of pretend like one is for DonDoragoku and one is for DonTorbolt or something like that, you know, one for Jiro and one for Dangerous Jiro, if you wanted to kind of go that route. But, you know, they are similar, but obviously have their differences. But for the most part, though, since I've been pretty much using all the alters with their Change Hero counterparts, I'm going to continue to do that today. So I'm going to make Change Hero counterpart versions of all of these alter combinations, which will get him out of the way. You can still see his shadow back there. But here is also, I should probably show this off too, because this is technically for him. You have this nice display stand, which you have a bunch of different sticker options. You don't have to make it say Avataro Sentai Donbrothers. You can make it say DonDoragoku Alter. You can make it say DonGokaiger Alter or Don Momo Gokaiger Alter, whatever those official names are for those. I probably should have just brought the stickers over here, but they do have alternate stickers, although you pretty much just kind of have to pick one and go with it because you can't really swap them. And in these little pedestal pieces, you can unpeg them from the bottom, which this one came out first, and you can flip them upside down and peg them at the top if you wanted to do that for whatever potential reason, but I prefer to kind of have it be, you know, have this kind of level on the bottom kind of thing. So you can kind of just have him stand above the rest of your Donbrothers display, which I'm going to move down a little bit more now. So there is that. So we can take a look at the Gokaiger Alter. So this is one of the alters, just like the Lupin Ranger and Potter Ranger alters from Minipla Set 2, that is exclusive to the Minipla line. There will not be a Change Hero version of this, and it will also probably never show up in the show. If you want to get the other alters, like Go Busters, Kyoryuger, what was the other one, Q Ranger and Q Major, those are exclusive to a premium Bandai Minipla set, and everything else was in Change Hero. So as you can see, fitting with the kind of theme of alters as they typically are, this is based off of the Red Ranger's mecha, which in this case, of course, is the Gokaiger Galleon, which I really, really like all that detail in there. You get very nice detail on all of the ship. Really, really like that on the back even. On the front, and on the sails, and on the top, everything on the top, all the black on the top is a sticker. So just keep that in mind. It can be certainly very tricky. The swords are stickers up here. They can kind of technically be removed, but they don't really add anything to be removed, so I wouldn't really bother doing that. But as you can see, these can move, and I don't really know why these can move either. I guess to kind of just get out of the way, but all four of these little like sail pieces can move, or whatever these boosters or whatever they're supposed to be. Wings, I guess, for it to fly, maybe? I don't know. But there is that on the Gokaiger Galleon, and as you can see, they always add some kind of little Donbrothers, you know, design something to the Legend alters, and as you can see here, it is the Donbrothers logo on the front and back sail of the Gokaiger Galleon. And then just like they did with the Minipla, Lupin Ranger, and Potter Ranger ones, you get a very tiny Gokaiger Alter gear, which is significantly smaller than the actual Gokaiger Alter gear, which was a Candy Toy Set 3 exclusive. So everything Gokaiger Alter is Candy Toy exclusive, the actual alter itself and the alter gear. So just actually I should probably bring the Minipla version back here. This actually will peg in to the Minipla version, so because it cannot peg into the actual gear port. But to actually show it off properly, I will be using the actual alter gear for the combinations with the Change Heroes. But first of all, since this is kind of all DonDoragoku themed, I'm going to go ahead and bring in this thing, which I haven't used in a minute, to make the sound that you would have if you were trying to actually do this combination. Which I always spin out the wrong way. Alright, so that would be the combination sound if he actually used this gear in the show, but he probably never will. So to go ahead and make the combination of DonDoragoku Gokaiger Alter, all you have to do is a little bit of disassembly from either the Minipla or Change Hero version, which I'm going to go ahead and pan this back up again so you can actually see it, because the majority of the combination is in the arms and in the chest. So you're going to go ahead and separate both arms from DonDrogoku, and they're just going to kind of float away, because that's what a lot of these alters do, as they don't use every piece. And then for here, you're going to take off both of, or actually all three of the sails from the galleon. And then you're going to split the galleon apart like that. You're going to go ahead and take the Gokaiger, the main one with the Gokaiger logo, and that's going to clip in right into the chest, just like the Ninja Alter does that, or like the Tokuger Alter, or any of that kind of stuff. And then you're going to take in, it doesn't really matter, these sails that were on the front and the back, and you're going to clip them into these little secondary like ports up there. So you have one that's kind of like a shoulder pad there, and then one that's kind of like a shoulder pad there. And then you're going to push this out to give you an elbow joint, and then you're going to push out that arm peg, and then clip that in like that, and then do the same thing. So just extend it to give you an elbow. Oop, don't drop it. And then push out that little arm peg, and then of course, to make it official, take the alter gear and put it onto the back. So there is DonGokaiger, or Gokai, I don't know what this would be called. Gokai. Oh wow, that was just a bunch of nonsense that I just said. But there is the combination with the Gokaiger Alter and DonDrogoku Alter, and yeah, this one's pretty cool. I really do like this one quite a bit. It's very simple. Obviously, it's pretty much just arm swaps, and it gives him kind of sword hands, which is pretty neat. So I really like that. There's a little bit of articulation there. Obviously, that's going to push back in if you push on that too far. It's going to unpeg. Oh, yeah, here we go. So alters always like to completely fall apart, so we are beginning that process now. Let me try to reattach that. So you gotta play with it. That chest piece doesn't really want to stay on too well. And there goes his entire leg falling off. So we had it for a second, but I really do like how this turned out. It kind of gives you sort of Gokai-O looking vibes, with like the Gokaiger symbol on the chest being the folded up sail. It's very similar to that. Obviously him holding two swords is kind of like that. So, you definitely kind of get some Gokaiger, Gokai-O vibes. And you can kind of just, I guess the official way to do it is to sort of have them folded back like this, the little boosters or thruster pieces, but you can kind of just do whatever you want with those and kind of push the Donbrothers symbols upward like that. So of course, if we were going to give this to Don Momotaro, which I've already used this gear before in both of these toys in the Candy Toy Set 3 review, but still, I'll do it anyway. Alright, so let's make Don Gokai Momotaro. So to do that, which I guess would make this Don Gokaiger Goku, I don't know why that was so difficult for me to think of what they would call it. So let's bring in the Change Hero Don Momotaro, and we'll put the camera back down again because he is definitely tinier than DonDrogoku. So just like DonDrogoku, we're just going to go ahead and take off the arms, and then we've already done the transformation for it. So we'll just take all these pieces off of DonDrogoku, and then reattach them on to Don Momotaro, which I realized their actual proper alter gears weren't on here. I think I accidentally left them in my box of gears. And then where's the gear? There we go. So there is Don Gokai Momotaro, and I really like how this one turned out. It's a lot of red, and that's probably not going to be everybody's favorite, but I really do like this one quite a bit. My only complaint really with these is the fact that you just have all these extra pieces sitting all over the place, but you can probably find with all the different random connection ports some way to connect them somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but you could probably find something. Like these pegs here, I don't think ever do anything on the actual like Gokai Galleon, which now I'm trying to think about it here. Yeah, they don't show anything with those pegs, so I don't know what those are supposed to do. I don't even know if you can you clip like this into that? Huh, yeah, you can. So if you wanted to do that, you can kind of clip it in. I don't know how long or how well it's gonna like stay in there nicely, but sure, that kind of gives you some extra ports on there. So I really do like how this one turned out. I think it's very fun. And then one that would probably never happen or even have the ability of happening would be Don Murasame, or Don Gokai Murasame, which is right here. So I always forget if he has a gear port, but he does. So we'll attach the gear back there, just like the other ones. Take his arms off, and the red and the purple might look nice on here, I think, especially with the purple eyes. So I'm definitely wanting to try this one out and attach that. So yeah, I like that actually quite a bit. I think that's pretty fun. So as you can see, they all fit in there. They all look pretty nice. But that's pretty much it, honestly. It's a nice little review of the Gokaiger Alter. If you're trying to collect all the alters from Donbrothers, you're going to want to track this one down. Like I said, it doesn't come with this gear or anything like that. It comes with just this tiny little version of the gear. But I really like how this one looks. I really like the whole, little bit of additional Donbrothers stuff they've added to it. And the functionality with all of the Change Heroes from the main Change Hero line. And of course the Minipla line. So now that I actually have one of the Minipla main alters, like DonDoragoku, or one of the Dons I should say, I think they actually did a pretty good job with that in the Minipla line. And I probably wouldn't bother going back to get the Minipla Don Momotaro, but I am not opposed to having the Minipla DonDoragoku at this point. And then of course just one little last comparison with this thing. Here, obviously, since these K21s are so much smaller, here he is compared to the majority of the Soldier Alter, whose head has fallen off. Because of course it has, because it's a Minipla, or it's an Alter, so of course it's falling all over the place, falling apart. But there is a nice little comparison, just so you can see how tiny it actually is. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for my little review demonstration thing of the third set of Donbrothers Minipla, featuring DonDoragoku Alter, who's completely out of frame, and Gokaiger Alter. So let me know down in the comments below, have you picked this one up? Are you going to get it to complete your whole collection of alters? Are you going to get that premium Bandai set? Did you even bother to get the Change Hero versions of these main alters, or did you get Don Momotaro and DonDoragoku from the Minipla line only? Or vice versa, because it is really nice that they allow you to use it in both of them. So that's going to do it. Thank you again to Chris, if he's watching this video, for hooking me up with the Gokaiger Alter, because he definitely knew that I was going to need one. And of course, until next time, you guys can check out videos on all of the other alters and Change Hero figures from Donbrothers and even Zenkaiger here on the channel. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and I'll see you all later.